Welcome to another CALIVEGAN podcast episode. Today I'm going to teach you how to get a six-pack, because even though I do have it, more of a four-pack, I did put like 7 extra kilograms of fat during Christmas holidays. It is time to get them off. So I'm going to tell you about the movement that I'm doing, the food that I eat, and how I organize my calories. And I'm going to help you kind of answer some of the common problems that I see coming from the conversations that I have on Instagram, or potential clients, or my actual clients. So as always, first set. So last week I was pretty strong with this, so I think I'm going to see how I feel, and eventually we make it harder next set. Six. I think we can definitely increase the intensity here. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the movement part, because it's easy. Movement and cardio, it's easy to cover, but yet very important. And I can share my story on my journey, because right now, just like many, I have more of a sedentary lifestyle, because I work online, I work from home, I'm with my phone all the time or at my computer. So I'm not moving as much. But before, when I was a bartender, it was easy to stay lean. Like I was drinking every day and I was still lean. Sometimes leaner than other times. And this is because I didn't know how to organize my diet. But anyway, I was pretty happy with my physique and my definition, even though I wasn't following any diet. And that's because I was moving a lot. So if you're a person, so when it comes to movement and fat loss, the more, the better. The problem is some people just don't have time to move a lot, because you might have a sedentary job, right? Other people, if you're lucky enough to be someone that, lucky enough, it could be also a pain in the ass to have an active job, because it gets you very tired. But at the same time, if you're used to it, if that's what you do, it's going to be very easy for you to stay lean or get lean. And probably the reason why you're not lean and you have fat is just because your eating habits are very, very, very shit. So if you move a lot, like me when I was a bartender, it's going to be easier to stay lean. And that's why for the people that are sedentary, it is important to do as much movement as possible. Now, I suggest to always aim for those 8,000 steps per day, okay, as a basic target of movement, right? Because we need to be functional as humans, and we're definitely not made to stay on a computer all day. So yes, you can lose fat by creating a caloric deficit without moving much, all right? You can still lose fat if you eat less calories than what you burn. But if the caloric deficit is the amount of calories that you're eating is too small, then you're going to struggle to get enough nutrients, vitamins, minerals, calcium, good fats, protein. So you're going to starve and be malnourished, which is basically what a caloric deficit is, but you're going to be way too malnourished and starving yourself way too much. And also another thing that people don't realize is that strength training doesn't burn many calories, you know, unless you don't rest between sets. But if you don't rest between sets, you're not training the right way because you're doing cardio and you're probably not progressing in strength. So strength training, we have long rest, we work for a small amount of time doing X amount of repetitions, and really you almost burn more calories when you're walking than when you're actually training with weights. Or anyway, it's not very different. Oh, I didn't do a double loop. Quick tip, because many people get this wrong. When you are at home, like me now, you have a pull-up bar and you're using your band to assist your pull-ups, make sure that you do a double loop, because single loop is supposed to help you with your legs straight. If you put your knee, your band is going to pull you less and basically not assisting you as it should. Ooh, okay, so this is going to be harder. We're going for 3. All right. Oh yes, like this one. So 8K steps per day, and then I would suggest, you know, and then you want to do some workout every day, right? So if your goal is building strength and muscle, you want to do a minimum of 3 strength workouts per week, and then ideally you want to do some cardio instead of the strength training for the days you're not doing strength training. So now, this will not only help you burn extra calories and makes the fat loss journey either faster, okay, because you can make it faster if you create a bigger caloric deficit, or simply more sustainable, because it's different to eat 1,500 calories and be in a 500 calories caloric deficit than it is, for example, eating 2,000 calories and being in the same 500 calories caloric deficit, right? Why that is? It's simply because it allows you to eat those extra 500 calories during the day, and it just makes things, it simply makes things easier. Because what happens when you are doing a caloric deficit, your body knows that you're starving yourself, and therefore start sending you signals and telling you that you're hungry and that you have to eat. Not heat, but eat. That you have to eat, right? So, so you want to snack more. You want to snack more? So if you do this extra cardio and burn more calories, you're going to be able to snack more. So now a minimum of 2 times per week. I suggest you just do some cardio every day. You could do it every day as well. It doesn't have to be the boring kind of cardio. Find something that you enjoy. I love running. I know that most of you guys don't like running. No one liked running. I didn't like running. But as you get conditioned to it, you start really enjoying it. And it's the easiest way to do cardio. You just put your shoes on, little stretching, get out there. And it doesn't have to be always hard. You can have easy run, longer run, faster run. And trust me, if you commit to running, little by little, it's going to become enjoyable. Remember, everyone doesn't like running. My girlfriend didn't like running neither. And then she started and she loves it now. Well, I don't know if she loves it, but she does it. Whew. Right, so I don't know if I can do another set with this intensity. I might drop it again. All right, so movement done. Let's go into the diet part, okay? So the first thing that you have to do is getting your caloric target. Pretty easy. Just go in one of these online calculators. Get the answer of your daily caloric intake and subtract. I say subtract 500 if you don't need a cheat day or you don't want a cheat day. 600 if you want a cheat day. Okay? Pretty simple, okay? So that's going to be your caloric target. Let's say is 2000 calories daily, all right? I was actually talking with this guy that was interested in my program, and he told me that he lost an amazing 40 kilograms of fat. So obviously he was obese. It's not my case, it's not the case of most people I work with, but he did it in only 6 months. Right, so he did it in only 6 months, and then the problem was that he got stuck with this fat loss journey. And I found out talking with him that the reason why he was stuck is because he was going way too hard. He was doing 45 minutes to 1 hour cardio in the morning, same thing in the evening, plus strength training, and plus he was almost starving himself with food. All right, so it was unsustainable. And also, he didn't really have control of his results and what he was doing. He was just doing the extreme, all right? So, for me, I mean, here's the thing. Like, some people are more disciplined. So, I'm not here to say you need that chocolate cookie. I'm not saying that. You don't need the chocolate cookie in order to be successful. But for some people, might work, okay? It's just like my story as with the substance use. I've tried sober, but I noticed that for one reason or another, I prefer to just allow myself to party, and it seems like it's actually working better for me, right? So for me, a lot of my clients, not all of them, having a cheat day works very well. You are disciplined 6-7 days per week, and then you have 1 day of freedom. If this sounds good to you, then you should have a cheat day. Right, so should we go for... Should be able to do 6 again or 5. Whew. 5. Oof, that's good. All right. So cheat day, your allowance for your cheat. So basically here's the concept when you want to create a cheat day, a controlled cheat day, your cheat meals. So basically what's really important is that you have a caloric deficit over a course of the week. So it doesn't matter, you know, even though one day you're not going to be in a deficit, as long as the total calories of the week is a deficit, you will be losing fat over time. Okay, so let's say your maintenance daily caloric target is 2,600. Okay, you're a big guy, if that's the case. Well, not really big, medium big guy. Like 80 kilograms. So if that's the case, all right, you want to subtract 600 calories. You got that 2,000. 2,000 is going to be your daily caloric target. All right, and then you can basically take away some of the deficit for the 6 days and add it to the cheat day, right? So for example, if you want to have a cheat day that's not like too crazy, you can just take 100 calories from the 6 days. So that's going to be 600 calories. 2,600 calories plus 600 is going to be 3,200 calories, and that's going to be your cheat day. All right, so you can mix and match and play with the numbers. What's really important is that you don't go too hard with your daily deficit. I mean, for different reasons, you might have your energy levels that are too low, your anxiety levels go too high, and if you're not super tough and disciplined, you go into binge eating and then you fuck up your diet. And the other thing is, if the lower you go with the calories, the more malnourished your body is, the less energies you have to work out. And now I'm going to make another point, because some people are scared of losing muscle while on a deficit, but that's not necessarily the case. Oh, I should have taken this off. All right. Oh, and 6. So some people are worried about increasing the protein while you're on a caloric deficit. So guys, you need to understand that all of these studies that they do on protein, different amount of protein, are sidetracked, are supported by strength training, okay? Meaning that there would be no change in muscle mass, especially there would be no increase in muscle mass in those studies if there was no strength training. Strength training, progressive overload is the key when it comes to when it comes to building muscle. All right, it's not the protein intake. If you think that protein, here's the problem with what the fitness industry talks about protein, is because they make it look that protein is the protagonist, is the number one character, when in reality it's just a supporter. It doesn't make or break the deal of building muscle if you're getting stronger. That's the number one factor. And the same thing is valid when it comes to being on a caloric deficit and losing weight and losing fat. Sure, might eating more protein kind of give some kind of optimization, all right? But if you're able to maintain your strength in your workout or getting stronger, right? If you're a beginner, you're probably able to get stronger as you lose fat, and you will build muscle in the process. My clients, they all do, because they all start as somewhat beginner, and most of them, they have some fat to lose. Some of them have a belly, and they all build muscle in the process of losing fat because they get stronger in the process. All right? So again, what I was saying before, careful with the amount of with the caloric deficit. Careful with how big the caloric deficit is, because if it is too low, your energies are too low, then you might lose muscle, but that's because your workouts are going to suck. That's the real reason why you're going to build muscle. Shh. This exercise is a killer. And another thing that I want to add, and this is something that people often perceive as wrong. For example, many vegans would go vegan and they think they're losing muscle as they go vegan, but that's not the case. What really happens is you're getting smaller, right? Because most people go vegan and they really clean up their diet, eating less processed food usually. Because yes, people online, they think, processed food is at the base of a vegan diet, but depends when you are. Like in most places, even here in south of Spain, you don't end up eating that much processed vegan food because there isn't that much around. Anyway, I believe most vegans go the healthy way. I actually also, when I have most of the conversations that I have with vegans interested in my program, they have a pretty healthy approach to diet. Some of them do eat more processed vegan food, but still prioritizing whole plants. So what happens? You go vegan, you start eating healthier, you get naturally, without control, in a caloric deficit. And people think they're losing muscle, but they're just getting smaller. They're losing fat, but the reality is there was no muscle below the fat. So, and I've experienced this before this cut. Like for the first time, I mean, not for the first time, but it was a long time that I didn't put on like a good amount of fat. During December, I put on like 7 kilograms of fat, obviously not muscle. you cannot build muscle fast. Remember that. If you are building 7 kilograms in 1 month or 2 months, never think it's muscle. That's not realistic. So I was, I was bigger. Still have definition. So I actually like I liked the way I look. It's just the way I feel when I'm heavier is something I don't like. I feel heavier when I do kickboxing, when I train calisthenics. I feel more tired during the day overall because I have extra weight to carry, I think. The running, when I go running, same thing, I feel heavier. So this is another reason why I want to cut right now. But so yeah, I understand this, that you're not losing muscle, you're just getting smaller, all right? Now, if you don't have muscle, what happens is you're going to look skinny. If you don't have muscle, but you get stronger in the process of losing fat, you are going to start seeing more definition. Perhaps you're still going to feel like you're getting smaller, but you're going to look better. Understand that going from no muscle to this is going to take some time. See how wide feels. Jeez. You know what? I don't remember if this was the first or third set. I have 3 here, but I'm not sure. All right, so I think I made my point. Now I want to talk about the ways that you can have the habits and tools you can use in order to hit your caloric target, okay? So the first one that you can do is track your food. Actually, the number one before tracking is portioning. Portioning, very important. You know, I don't even care if you don't know your calorie target. Weighing your food before eating it, it's basic. It's basic, guy, because let's say you don't know how many calories you're going to eat. You don't even know how much calories there is in the food that you're eating. If you know how much you're eating, you can eat less because you know how much you're eating. But if you don't weigh your food, you never know how much you're eating, right? And the hand or any other kind of measuring, it doesn't work as well as weighing your food. Just so weigh your food, it's very important, okay? Do not neglect it. It's very easy. Like, it might seem weird to you if you've never done it, but it's super easy. You know, I do it all the time. I don't even think about it. Morning, breakfast, take the scale, put the bowl on top of the scale, cereal, milk, you know, super easy and absolutely super important. Same thing when you're going for an extra snack, all right? Don't just go there and take a handle of nuts. Weigh the nuts. All right, so I get lost. And so there you go, the weighing. So the other way is going to be just tracking your food with a food tracking app and eat whatever the F you want. Because yes, you can lose fat and just eat sweets all day as long as you are in a caloric deficit. I'm not suggesting you do that, okay? But I'm just saying that you can track everything you eat during the day, and maybe you eat different things every day, and you can stick to your calories by using a food tracking up. I think I'm going to just try a max hold of a front lift. Should I do it this way or this way? This way. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. 11, not bad. That counts as kind of almost 6 reps. So the problem with the counting calories, and you probably know it, and here you're right, is many people don't want to count their calories because they think it's unsustainable. And that is absolutely right, okay? You do not want to base your diet on an up every single time. That's not good. It's not sustainable. It doesn't make any sense. However, tracking, it is a tool that you're going to use and you should be using, especially if you've never done it. You know, if you've never tracked your food, I think you should be tracking for at least a month, because you will realize how much a handful of nuts changes in your caloric intake, how much having 2 tablespoons of oil instead of 1, that's double. I know math, as you can see. So you don't want to track all the time. Here's the thing, I suggest that you track when you are free. Like for example, on my cheat days, I don't track, but I do track on a Sunday. Okay, because on Sunday is not my cheat day, I don't want to overeat my calories, okay? But I do want to be fancier, maybe more free, right? Or of eating different things or things that are offered to me. Okay, so I would track on a Sunday. But for the rest of the day, Monday to Friday, I follow a structure. So now what you want to do is structure your day following something similar to what I'm telling you right now. Breakfast, okay? Cereal, plant-based milk, fruit, okay? Very simple. Lunch. Your meal is going to have starchy carbs, legumes, and vegetables. Okay? Snack, the same as breakfast. Nuts and fruit. You probably don't want to have cereals. And when I say cereals, I mean grains. So like bread, it's included in the list. So if you're on a deficit, you probably don't want to have grains again, like bread, because it's going to increase your caloric intake, and then you need to have less dense food, low calories, dense food, like fruits, for example. Okay, and then in the evening you're going to have a meal that's similar to dinner. So you have your carbs, your legumes, and your vegetables. Now make sure that you have throughout the day, I don't care where you put it, 15 to 20 grams of seeds for good fats, right? As Dr. Greger suggests flax seeds as the best, I usually go for a mix of seeds, right? Hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds as well. I would have pumpkin seeds, right? So I mix and match. I suggest you do the same. And in general, it's going to be the right thing to do to mix and match the ingredients, right? So your vegetables, change them. Your grains, change them, okay? Don't eat always the same thing over and over necessarily. Now what you want to do is creating this structure in a food tracking app. Okay, so you're going to input your caloric target and create this structure. Why do I call it structure? Because you can mix, you can switch and change ingredients from the same categories, and the caloric intake is not going to change much. Okay, so that's why I call it structure, because if you're in your food truck, you put pasta, for example, right? If you take away pasta and you eat rice, or take away rice, you eat quinoa, buckwheat, all of these grains, they all have similar macronutrients profile, so it's not going to affect your calorie intake much. It will, but we don't care, because you don't have to be perfect every single day in order to get results. So you see, so this is your long-term sustainable way of eating. Having a structure that allows you to understand in what portioning you should be eating different categories of food through the day. You know that you have 30 grams of nuts as a snack. You know you have 3 or 4 pieces of fruits, right? You know you have 300 grams of salad with 200 grams of tofu in the evening, okay? And another thing that you want to do in the food tracking app, I mean, you're obviously going to do this, but add the food that they usually buy, right? To make it as specific as possible to your habits, because different brands of tofu have a different calories and protein intake, okay? So make sure that you do that. So, and and the other thing that you really want to do, I understand that people like recipes. Oh yeah, I'm exploring all of these. Coming back. Oh yeah, we've done an extra one, 11 instead of 10. So, look, if you want to experiment with recipes, it's fine. But if you do that, there are 2 things that I want to point out. They come out of being a recipe freak. First of all, more difficult to control your calories. Okay, so maybe you go with a personal trainer, they makes you a diet plan with your fancy recipes and you're so happy. But what happens once you leave your personal trainer? You know shit about how organizing your nutrition. You maybe follow the same thing that has been working for you, but it's going to be difficult to change things. So what I taught you until now is are the fundamentals to take control of your diet. Then if you want to experiment with recipes, do it, okay? But another thing that I want to say is that you don't need recipes to achieve your physique goals, nourish your body, prioritize health. I mean, if you need recipes, I don't know, you're weak, sorry, but you are weak, because if you don't need that, if you need that to achieve your fitness goals, you're doomed, right? Because food is food. Food is fuel, is not pleasure. It can be pleasure, as I said before. If you want to experiment, do it. Experiment with recipes, but don't make it like you need recipes. You need a different recipe every day in order to follow a diet, bro. Like I mostly eat same things every day. I eat rice every day, bread in the evening every day, same salad, you know, change few things here and there, but mainly it's the same thing every day. Then you have your cheat day, when you can be more fancy. And that's the point of a cheat day, that you have that bigger calorie window, so you don't really have to worry about the ingredients that you're using and the differences, because you have the bigger calorie window that allows you to just be messier with what you eat. All right. At the end of the workout, I always forget what I'm saying. So for the recipe thing, so first of all, more difficult to control your calories. You don't need recipes. I mean, if you think that you need recipes, you're weak, and all these, in my opinion, right? Vamos. In my opinion, this fitness influencer that sell you recipe books in order to help you get results, when they don't even fucking use them, because they eat like me, they eat simple, right? So they're selling you the wrong stuff in order to get results. But you like it, so I'm just here to I'm not saying don't experiment with recipes. I'm just here to say that if you keep it simple, everything is going to be simpler and easier. Ah! Ah, 12. It's amazing. Amazing. All right, so we are at the end. So I need to cut the bullshit and give you informations that actually matter, which is
tengo que ir al baño.
So my girlfriend came to destroy my gym because we still don't have a villa with our bathroom. I mean, with our gym. Bathroom we have. Anyway, I have 3 minutes rest, so it's fine. So yeah, the important thing that you need in order to get shredded is patience. First of all, as I said a bit in the beginning, this guy that was overdoing things and then he ended up stuck, not getting results, is because he didn't have patience, and he didn't focus on building things that are more sustainable over time. He just focused on going hard. So be patient. You need to be consistent, okay? Unfortunately, the more you fuck up in terms of your diet, for the longer you've been fucking up, the harder it's going to be, because you're going to have to be on a diet for longer in order to lose the fat that you put on. It's just how it is. Next time, don't eat the donuts and the cookies. So patience, okay? You want to lose around half kilogram per week. It's a good spot to be. Usually my clients lose weight at that rate. Me too. Again, I'm going to remind you this because people think, I don't want to lose weight. I want to be muscle. Yes, but fat loss happens faster than building muscle. So you need to accept the fact that if you have a belly, you probably have about 15 kilograms to lose. Maybe more, who knows? But let's say 15 kilograms, all right? You're not going to build 15 kilograms in 6 months. On the other side, you might lose 15 kilograms of fat in 6 months. 15 kilograms of muscle, first of all, not everyone is able to build this amount of muscle, but if it does happen, it happens on a period of like maybe 5 years. Yeah, maybe more than 5 years. Anyway, and so yeah, you want to lose about half a kilogram of fat per week, and you need to go back and adjust your calories. Probably you're probably not eating, maybe you're eating too much, or you're not eating enough and you're losing fat too quickly. Okay, so the first caloric target that you set is probably not going to be your final one. You're probably going to have to adjust it. Okay. Now, another mistake that most people do in their fat loss journey is the way they track their weight. You cannot just wake up one day, take that weight, and consider it as a good measurement, because your weight fluctuates. Okay, so some people maybe weigh themselves in the evening and they take that as a measurement. Obviously, your weight is going to be different in the morning compared to the evening, because in the morning you slept, you sweat a little bit. In the evening, well, you went to the bathroom, you drank water, you ate food. So maybe you weigh less. So it's important. What you have to do is weigh yourself in the morning before going to the toilet, and you will consider the average over 5 days as the measurement to take in consideration. And so if the weight is not going down, you need to eat less or do more cardio. And if you're losing fat, obviously also if it's going up, you need to eat less. And if you're losing too quickly, you also want to consider to eat a little bit more food. In my opinion, there is no point to go too quickly unless you really have a little weight to lose. And then, like, if you have 2 kilograms to lose and you say, okay, I want to lose this in two weeks, then it's fine. You can malnourish yourself. Maybe it's easy to hold on to starvation for 2 weeks. But if you need to lose 10 kilograms, 15 kilograms, it's better you take your time and lose half kilogram per week. I never do it here. Let me do it here. And we're done. So the last thing that I'm going to say Oh yeah, it is normal that when you are doing a caloric deficit, you look smaller, not only because of what I said before, that you lose fat and you look smaller, but also because your body is depleted, your muscles are depleted from glycogen that is stored into the muscle with water. And so you're just going to look a little bit flatter, but don't worry, as soon as you stop your diet, you eat more food, you look freaking amazing. That's actually what I love the most about doing a diet and getting shredded, is because the moment you have your first week of eating properly, of amazing workout, you really can see how better you look with less body fat. Okay, but in the process, you might look a little bit flatter and smaller. That's normal. With that said, thank you for watching. If you need help with your getting shredded journey and you are a vegan and you want to inspire others through your results and be more confident, my CALIVEGAN coaching program can help you. I will help you build strength and muscle through calisthenics, selecting the best exercises for your strength level. I'll teach you the technique and update your workout plan as you get stronger. I'll tell you how many calories you need to eat and how you should be structuring your daily diet, as well as giving you my full support with chat, where you can contact me every day, ask me questions, sending me your videos of your working out so you can get feedback on the technique. We'll be doing weekly check-ins as well to make sure that you are getting results. If you want to do that, just go to my Instagram, Stefano Vegan Calisthenics, send me a DM saying go, and we can have a conversation about your goal, and I will explain you how my coaching program works. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and share this for the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next episode of the CALIVEGAN podcast.